What's the Deal is a platform for thought,
intelligent discussion, and debate.
Our goal is to educate ourselves as well as our audience,
And to get to the bottom of the BS.
while shining a light on positive works.
Now, while we don't claim to be experts,
We do research the topics we discuss thoroughly.
and there will be authority figures on the show discussing a lot of these topics with us as well.
The content of this show is based on our research, our opinions, and the opinions of experts appearing on this program. The information we provide is not intended to replace the advice of your doctor or other professionals. However, we do strongly suggest that you look into and research your condition or situation, get second opinions, and become involved and take an active part in your own health care.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to What's the Deal? My name's Dave West.
And I'm Lorraine Dorothy.
Well, today we have another terrific show. We're going to do some biz banter with pro stuntman Ray Saniger.
It's nice for you guys to have me on the show today.
Oh, awesome.
Glad to have you
Thank
here.
you very much.
Yeah, you bet. You've
You're
had
good friends.
Oh, yeah. Another friend in showbiz. Yeah, so you've had a long career being a stuntman, which is what we're going to talk about today, some of the shows you've been on.
Right.
Stuff like that. And today we actually have two charities
Okay.
of the week.
Yes.
Two charities. So we'll have one for Ray, and then we have a special one for a special friend.
Okay.
So how did you get started being a stuntman, Ray?
Well, when I was a kid, my dad was a plasterer, and I used to jump off the second-story balcony into this sand pile. But I got started doing live stunt shows at Callahan's Old West in Canyon Country, and also parades and different gunfight stuff. And we call back now I call them goon fighters instead of gunfighters, because I'm a pro. I graduated from doing that into movies and TV shows.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that was good training, to
Right.
fall on the pavement, fall off the hillside, and all that. So.
Wow, you're a tough guy.
Yeah, well, we've got some cool photos we're gonna bring up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the shows you've been on?
I was on the Burbs with Tom Hanks, and I doubled Henry Gibson on the show.
Oh, cool.
And we did a explosion. This big old house blew up, and we
Nice.
go flying through the air. We didn't use the air ramp or anything. It was just automatic. The pressure from the explosion took us in the air,
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And then another scene, I was doubling Henry. We plowed into a house. I was in the back of an ambulance, and the gurney, the doors open, and the gurney comes flying out, and we're on the back. First time we did it, we came out and we landed on the ground. We go, hey, the gurney just stood up. But second time they put a kicker in there, so the kicker flew us in the air, and we did a good job after that, So,
Oh, right on.
yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And then, hey, you were on the Fall Guy, right?
Oh, Fall Guys, yeah. I worked on like 6 or 7 episodes on Fall Guys.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's kind of funny because we didn't know each other back then. We've known each other for, about 20 years or
Right.
something like that. But so when I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a stuntman. And so we all had BMX bikes. And this is when the BMX bikes first came out. It was Schwinn Stingrays.
Okay.
And then like the Mongoose and stuff like that came out.
Right.
So it was super cool. And we found a sheet of plywood. And we bought a couple 2x4s. We're like, yeah, let's build this ramp, And we knew how to use a skill saw and hammer nails because we built clubhouses, and stuff like that. No idea about physics in a ramp. So I remember we had the plywood and we're going, no, it doesn't look high enough. We're just holding it, raising it like that. We had a tape measure. And it was like 3 feet tall or something like that. So it was actually pretty tall. Well, we could only jump so many garbage cans because we couldn't pedal fast enough. You know what I mean? And there was this kid down the street, Milo, that had a moped, and it did like 45 miles an hour. So I get this brilliant idea. It's like, hey, let's get Milo, and he could tell me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Had no idea. Physics 101. Of course, nowadays, we're not suggesting you guys go out and do this. And besides, there is now the internet. So you could maybe at least Google how to do it. But anyhow, long story short, we come hauling down the street, full throttle. I let go. I hit the ramp. Oh, my goodness. The handlebars come up, hit me in the chest. I'm flying through the air. That was the first issue. I wasn't expecting to fly through the air like this. And then all of a sudden there were these phone lines going across the street that I had no idea. So I'm looking at them, I'm gaining altitude, now I'm looking over them down like this, and I mean, I was just like, oh crap, I'm in trouble. It got to the point I was going to kick the bike away and try and grab the lines. I didn't know, maybe I'll just hang on to them and we get a blanket or something. Just something like that. Anyway, as fast as I went up is as fast as I came down, so I knew I was going to make it, whatever like that. So I bunny hopped right before I hit the ground, did an okay landing, threw the bike sideways, skidded for I don't know how long.
Oh boy.
1 foot off the bike flips over like that, hands go up, and everybody knew I was going to do it. So there was like 20 kids from all the neighborhoods around. Like, got everybody's cheering, do it again, one time only.
Yeah. Talking about power lines, I was working on a show for Universal. We're in these helicopters on the side. And it wasn't a stunt because we had explosives all underneath us. And it was going back to number 1 position. We're about a foot away from the power lines. Real power lines.
Real quick, what's number 1 position?
The number 1 position is going back where you started from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was kind of scary on that one, too.
Yeah.
Then there was another one called Master Ray. It was a TV series. Myself and Bobby McLaughlin were on this big old semi-truck going down the road. We're hanging on. I'm doubling Henry Gibson again. We're supposed to be laser beamed through the bottom of the truck, you know. And we're going down these windy roads. We're about a foot away from the big old tires on the semi.
Oh,
and
wow.
And I go, Bobby, are you scared? And he goes, damn right I am. You know?
Awesome. That's cool.
Well, you guys make it look so easy, but I know it's not.
No, it's not. You know, sometimes it is and sometimes it's not.
Right.
So, yeah.
And injuries and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
I haven't had any broken bones, knock on wood. Just a lot of sore muscles and, you know, and cuts here and there. So.
all right on.
That's good,
But
yeah.
I grew up on horseback. I grew up, you know, my dad had 15 horses at one time.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I got started, you know, doing horse stuff. You know, Michael Carr was my mentor, and he walked me through the business and taught me the saddle falls, fall of horses, and the barroom fights,
awesome.
and everything. So.
Well, and here's actually a cool photo of you falling off a horse.
Oh yeah.
That's that's just pretty cool.
That's a practice shot there. It wasn't in the movies. It's a practice shot. That's called a header. You go head first into the camera,
Oh, wow.
and you hit on your back.
Oh wow.
Sometimes you hit on your head. So,
Is that where you used for
yes,
stirrups?
this is a step. This is called a step where you can do a transfer from a horse to a train or to a stagecoach.
Oh,
You just
wow.
bring that up a little bit higher. Or you can do headers. You push yourself off of here
Yeah.
into the ground. And you also can do it, you know, from a horse to a car even. You know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or you can bulldog off a horse into a guy standing there. So.
Bulldog
And,
just
and
jump
this
off
way,
of him.
you don't get your foot caught in the stirrup. You use the step instead.
Oh,
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right.
part of the trade.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're learning the tricks of the trade.
Tricks of the trade, the tools of the trade. Well, and here's another cool photo. This one's really cool. You with Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you look very happy.
It was an episode called Mind Stealers from Outer Space, and I was on a air ramp going through the air on that one. Yeah.
That's
and
cool.
a fight scene with the Wonder Woman or a stunt double.
Yeah, but how cool is that though? To be hanging out with Wonder Woman.
I
pretty cool.
so loved Wonder
Oh,
Woman.
Yeah.
we all did. I mean, that
Yeah,
was
I mean,
just cool.
She was the coolest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, man. What
Yeah.
a cool way to make a buck.
Yeah. I love it. I wouldn't trade the world for it. You know.
I'll
so,
bet.
You know.
Well, you've had a long career.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You know, around 50 years of it. So,
Wow.
Yeah. I don't look that old, but I'm that old. So.
No, you don't. Good
Oh,
living.
and you're also in the Stuntman's Hall of Fame.
Yes,
As well.
I got induction in that Stuntman Hall of Fame. I think it was 2006.
Nice.
You know, so
That's cool.
Nice.
yeah.
So you actually did coordinating and things like that too.
Yeah, I stunt coordinated a lot of shows and second year director. So
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
A little
yeah, I
taste
did a
of
picture
everything.
called Wind River up in Utah with Russell Means, West Studio A. Martinez, and we had this big Indian battle up there between the Shoshones and the Crow, and I coordinated all that.
Oh,
I
wow.
wrote some scenes in there, the battle scenes and what have you. So
How
I brought
fun is
in
that?
5 stunt guys with falling horses on that show.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so it was a fun show. We shot up around Park City, Utah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful up
Yeah.
there.
And Lyman Dayton was the director on the show. So,
Nice.
Beautiful country.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, well, there's definitely some beautiful country. Last couple of years, I've never really been to too many places outside of California. But the last few years, we've done some road trips, Colorado, New Mexico, and stuff like that. And there really is. Yeah, anybody, if you have a chance to go hit those places, just do it.
yeah.
Man. It's just so neat.
Yeah. Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, it must have made you feel like you were right in the Old West being up there, too. You know?
Always when you work a Western, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
I
cool.
worked last 2 years on Gunsmoke even. So.
Oh, wow.
Gunsmoke.
Yeah, but Gunsmoke, I was only background artist on that show. I did one-day stunts, but it was back in the 70s. I worked 2 years as a background artist, which is an extra, they call it, but the extras like to be called background artists. So I worked 2 years doing that. I held in the screen like extra guild for about 2 years, and then I got into the Screen Actors Guild. So.
Yeah.
But my mentor said, it's like going to school. It's like watching everything being done. He said, don't play cards with the rest of the guys. Be up there by the camera, and you can learn the director, the camera lenses, and all that. So, so that's what I did.
Yeah?
Well, and for those of you out there who are not familiar with shows like Gunsmoke and stuff like that, back in the day, those were just iconic shows.
Absolutely.
I mean, Gunsmoke was just one of the biggest shows. I mean, it just was.
But only trouble
and
is,
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, can't get away from that, can you? But the heydays are over. It's not like it used to be, with all this special effects and CGI and all that. The heydays are over for stunt guys, So yeah.
Well, and a lot's changed, even in theater. I mean, I've got about 25 years or so in theater, and a box set is just a simple set, like in an apartment would be like The Odd Couple or something like that. You know what I mean? And nowadays today there's a lot of stuff, big, huge, even pyrotechnics and just a lot going on.
Right.
Yeah. So.
You've never seen that before, but nowadays, like you say, it is. Same with movies and TV shows.
Well, I mean, things just change.
Yeah.
We evolve. You know what I mean? For example, shows like Gunsmoke and all of that. You know what I mean? That's not even that long ago.
No.
You know what I mean?
The 70s, it's like yesterday,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But things just change. It's who we are.
And I still think it's like yesterday today,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, how did you go about keeping everybody safe? I mean, doing those kind of stunts.
Well, safety comes first. Safety is paramount. You got to watch out for the actors. You have to watch out for the stunt people and the whole crew and everybody on the shows.
Yeah, because it looks so dangerous. I mean,
sometimes
some stuff is really crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy, and like Mouse says here, and but safety is paramount, like I said.
Absolutely.
And it's the same thing in theater. People just don't realize how many moving parts there are to a live production. Whether it's a theater. In theater, you have scenery flying in and out.
Right.
I mean, you might have a 400-pound wall.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's flying in and out. Nowadays, in theaters, newer theaters, and retrofitted theaters, there's mechanical fly systems. You know what I mean?
Right.
That will stop faster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the
Still
old ones,
heavy, though.
in older theaters like the Pondo Playhouse where I was, and the Lancaster Performing Arts, that's just a manual brake. You know what I mean? So there we have traffic patterns. You know what I mean? You need to go this way every way. You can't go that way or that way or that way just because you feel like it. You need to go this way every way because there's a 400-pound wall.
All stunts are dangerous. You can get hurt on a fight scene even, if they throw a punch the wrong way, if the guy moves the wrong way, you can, have a broken nose. Or, like an actor saying, I can do my own stunts. If he does his own stunts, even in a fight scene, he might get hurt, and that's going to hold up production for a long time. It's money, money.
Money. But what about all the people that are working that particular production? Right. And then if it's on hold for 6 weeks or something like that, you know what I mean? Now you're
numerous people would be affected. Sure.
Yeah. Everything
it's too
matters.
bad, So.
All right.
Do a lot of actors want to do their own stunts?
Yeah, they say they do their own stunts, but they don't do it. Some do and some don't.
Right.
But like I said, if they get hurt, then it's going to hold up production.
Sure. Well, Tom Cruise, didn't he get hurt? He got hurt on one of the last movies.
Right. So they had to shoot around him, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's pretty cool stuff, but we need to pay some bills.
Okay.
So we'll be right back with more What's the Deal after this.
Cheryl here from the Whole Wheatery in Lancaster. We're a natural food store and a restaurant. Serving the Antelope Valley, we stock natural products like vitamins, herbs, and supplements. We have a terrific staff and books to serve you with all your nutritional questions. Stop on in and check out our other sections of the store, like our personal care and hygiene products, all environmentally very friendly. We also have a great produce section full of local produce and organic produce, whatever happens to be seasonal. A great bulk room filled with bulk seeds and nuts and honey and peanut butter you can grind yourself. A dairy and a non-dairy section with raw milk and a great selection of cheeses. And how about those wines, all organic? Come on in. We've got great things to bake and things for side dishes. We've got all kinds of organic packaged goods. And a juice bar to make your very favorite shake or smoothie. You can design it yourself. And then there's restaurant at Naturals Cafe. Come on in and bring somebody to lunch. Or if you're in a hurry, there's the grab and go case with all kinds of amazing goodies. So stop on in the Whole Wheatery for all your nutritional needs.
Welcome back to What's the Deal? We're here with Ray Saniger, pro stuntman. Yeah. So here's another cool pic. We were talking about this at the break, of you with a bear.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at this with the bear.
Yeah, I was doing this commercial, Kodiak Western Boots, and with the big bear. And in between shots, they fed him marshmallows. They said, if you don't feed him marshmallows, he's going to eat you, you know. So, and then after the shot, they put up electric wire around him so they wouldn't go after anybody.
Oh, wow.
But right before the shot, they threw him marshmallows, you know. But the bear is supposed to be taking me through the forest, into ponds, on the dirt road, dragging me. And everything, but of course it was behind a pickup truck. You never seen a pickup truck, but this big Kodiak bear is like 9 feet tall, you know. And they picked a short guy, so I looked shorter and he looked taller, you know. So.
Oh my goodness! And he liked marshmallows.
Yeah, he loved marshmallows.
Well, let me ask you this: did they give you marshmallows just in case? Whoa,
they had like 3 trainers on the show, you know.
Actually, that might have been bad. Because
he's got the marshmallows.
Yeah, he's got the marshmallows. Go.
Yeah, it makes you wonder when you see those shots how they do it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Trick to the trade again.
Yes.
Awesome.
I bet you've got lots of those, huh?
Oh, a lot of them. Yeah.
That's cool, though.
I did the Still the Beaver show, the remake of Wally and of the Beaver at Universal Studios. I was a stunt coordinator on that, and we had little guys come in and double the kids all the time.
Aww.
But I did 4 seasons on the show.
Nice.
And it was a pretty good show to work on. You know, money.
Yeah.
You know, and I got it because I was making the rounds at Universal, which is called your rounds, and you go through the studio and you pick up the call sheets and you see who's shooting on the lot. You know, and you go visit the stunt coordinator or the production manager. And so I was in the production office, and the production manager, Ray Taylor, came up to me and he goes, "Ray, what are you doing now?" "Nothing." He goes, "Be back here in an hour." Okay. So I came back and he goes, "How would you like to coordinate, you know, Still the Beaver?" I said, "Sure, why not?"
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that was some steady work for a while.
Oh, yeah, for a while, yeah.
It's always nice.
Well, and it's interesting in this business. I mean, there is the thing of who you know.
Right.
It's
not what you know, it's who you know.
Right, but there's also just simple timing. I got hired by one of the largest sound companies on the planet on the spot because the general manager was listening to me mix a band at the fair on my stage.
Okay.
And he kind of knew about me, and oddly enough, he saw the sound DVD we produced.
Right.
Because he lives here local, and I actually, some years before that, did a 24-hour cancer walk with the PA. And his wife was a stage manager. You know what I mean? And he was at the fair or whatever, and he just came up and started talking to me. You know what I mean? And some of the verbiage he was using, I was like, "Who is this guy?" And this guy, he's like, "Man," he said, "you got this old analog PA sounding like a big-time digital rig, and that's something." I was like,
Yeah.
And then right when he stuck his hand out and introduced himself, I saw his wife coming. I said, "Oh,
yeah."
But he just happened to be walking by, listening to me
that's-
mix, and
If you're there at the right time, that's all
Yeah.
it takes, you know.
you know what I mean? And it's tough for me to get down there and do that, and that whole gig is mostly like television.
Right.
Stuff like that and everything, and you got to be like on such and such studios at lot so and so, but you got to park here and be over there by this time.
Yeah.
And it was really cool working on those shows, and then you got to get up at 3:00 in the morning up here to get down there, And although
Yeah,
I
of
loved
course.
doing it, I was just kind of like,
Yeah. Another show I worked on was called Hollywood Stuntmakers. James Coburn was the host.
Oh, I love
And
him.
I did 13 episodes. We opened up each show with a stunt, so that was pretty interesting.
Oh, cool.
We did fights. We did all kinds of neat stunts on the show. Car gags, car stunts, and
car stunts.
So you just demonstrated how they were done, or
no, we just did them.
you just did
And
them?
then after we did it, it goes into other stunt guys that's done this, the car stunts and,
Oh, okay.
and the horse stunts, and all that. So,
War stories.
yeah, war stories.
Oh,
yeah.
those are the coolest.
Car stunts. I mean, I always like car stunts.
Yeah.
They're like fun, just driving on two wheels. And,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I never done that before, but yeah. I did
Well-
180s and 390s and whatever, so.
Right, but I'll bet, I mean, as far as stunts go, I would imagine it's unlimited. It's just who comes up with the idea.
Well, yeah, especially nowadays, you got all this, off the wall stuff nowadays, Back when I did it, it was more physical
Right.
than the special effects stunts they do nowadays.
Right.
So, and then I was on this show, When I Find the Ocean, with Graham Greene, Lee Majors, and people like that, and we shot that in Alabama. And the stunt coordinator calls me and he goes, "Hey Ray, you want to work on this show? You're going to be on flat bottom boats on the Tennessee River." I said, "Sure," and I told him, "I don't know how to swim, I can't swim." He goes, "Don't worry about it, Ray. You will never get out of the boat." And so it wasn't during the shot; it was during a rehearsal, and we're on the flat bottom boats, and the other stunt guy, he guns the engine, and we went straight up in the air. And as I was falling out of the boat, I hung onto the boat, and it came down onto the river, and I just hung onto the boat. So, and now when the stunt coordinator calls me, he goes, "Hey, lifeguard, what are you doing today?"
Wow, that must have been a bit scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet there's some unpredictable stuff. I mean,
yeah.
it's well, for me, I mean, I would kind of consider stunt to be the ultimate live production.
Right.
I mean, because you can calculate stuff.
Right.
But like, for example, with us on the bike, I mean, we didn't know. But even though you guys know from experience and stuff like that, anything can happen.
Well, anything can happen. You got to plan it out, on paper and also through your head. You got to.
Right.
You also have to watch out for the guy, the other guy right by you, the stunt guy and everything.
Right.
Sure.
And my hat goes off to the guys at Universal that does the live stunt shows down there too, because they do a perfect job. Like on what was a Waterworld.
Yeah.
That's a
They're
cool
excellent,
show.
Yeah.
It's just really
There's
cool.
a lot of moving parts to that,
Oh,
too.
yeah,
It
yeah.
really
Yeah,
is.
if any of you are ever out here, Universal Studios, man, and those shows like that are just
Oh
cool.
yeah, and they play it to the public. That's what counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I used to do live stunt shows, we played it to the public.
Right.
Because I never drank my whole life, and I used to play the town drunk all the time. Hey, that's what you're doing, huh?
Oh, is that what those photos were?
Awesome.
Funny.
So it was pretty good. It was fun back then,
Cool.
Well, and you played a zombie, too.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, on Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, check out this photo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
scary.
Gary Jensen was a stunt coordinator because he calls me one night. He goes, "Hey, you working tomorrow?" I go, "No." And he goes, "How would you like to be a zombie?" I said, "Okay, why not?" and this was before all these zombie Walking Dead came out and all that. But my eyes are bloodshot in that shot because the makeup, it wasn't because I was drinking, because I don't drink, because the makeup made my eyes bloodshot.
wow.
It was
wow.
It was stinging.
Oh.
So yeah.
Oh, I thought they
But-
put something
but it
to
was-
make it look bloodshot.
No, it was 3 hours of makeup that morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had to be there like 3 o'clock in the morning because the shot came out like 6, 7 in the
Wow.
that morning. So yeah.
Yeah. People don't realize when they see people in these movies where they have all that makeup on that how long
Oh
it
yeah,
takes.
it takes a long time for some
Yeah.
of them.
Sure, some of that stuff.
You
Some
know.
of it's, and it's gotten so cool,
Yeah.
too. You know what I
I
mean?
feel sorry for some of these big actors that have to go through, hours and hours of makeup
Right.
every day for those kind of shows, So.
But it looks cool.
Yeah.
And even the shows. I mean, times change and all of that, but there are some really terrific shows out with special effects.
Right.
Star Trek has a new show out. I mean, there's just tons of stuff.
Right,
And it's
right.
just crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's changed the industry for you, though, a lot.
Oh yeah,
the
well, all the
special
visual
effects.
special effects, like I said before, the heydays are over for the stunt guys,
Right.
But we can get whatever work we can get now. just take it, you know.
Right.
And I feel sorry for the guys that are just coming up in the business because
Right.
it's not like it used to be. You
Right.
know? And it's all this special effects, and we used to hit the ground for real, you know, hard
Right.
hits and everything. Now it's all on cable and visual effects.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, everything changes.
yeah,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
what it is. Say, I'd like to talk about the movie you're working on.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. We're trying to get a movie together. No, this hasn't been done before, about world champion women bull riders.
Right.
And I think it might be a pretty good show. It's a family type show.
Right.
And we want to do it here local, Lancaster, Tehachapi area. I don't know if I can say it on there or not.
I don't see why
And,
not.
and but we're trying to raise, we're trying to get together, finance for it,
Right,
to
right.
get for investors. That's hard. That's the hardest part,
Sure.
It's to do the script, and everything else is easy, to get the production.
Well, we read the script. It's cool.
It's
Yeah.
a cute script.
It's a very, very cool, like you say, family story. It's very cool with a good ending and that. And
Right.
it would be wonderful to see it. But we write too. We've actually been working on a couple of screenplays ourselves.
okay.
You know what I mean? And it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is to sit down and have something you have to connect all the dots, have it make sense and everything. And it really is something cool. And
Right.
hopefully
Yeah,
that.
good luck with that.
All beers go over too, So.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You'll hear about them if they do.
You too.
Well, if we have any stunts, you get coordinated.
There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
Time for another commercial.
listen, it's been great having you on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff to understand about being a stuntman. Some really cool pictures.
Yeah, thank you for sharing all your
Oh, you
stories.
bet.
Yeah, what a
Anytime.
What a cool way to make a buck. As I mentioned earlier, we have 2 charities of the week. So tell us about your charity.
Ours is helping stunt people out if they get hurt on the show, and also raising money for the Stunt Awards every year. And you can make a donation. You go www. World Tourist Stunt Awards. And,
World Tour Stunt Awards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tourist World Stunt Awards. Stuntman Awards. Okay.
Right.
And .com, and you go down at the bottom, and you see donations, and you can put in as much money as you want to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's a
kinda-
good
But
cause.
everything goes to the foundation. If a stunt guy gets hurt on the show,
Right.
and also for the stunt awards at Paramount Studios every year that we have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we'll have all that information on the website and
Right.
YouTube and wherever you can see us. That'll be there for you.
Definitely. And then we have our second charity of the week.
Well, this show is dedicated to a dear friend, Carol Bartels. She gave up her fight for cancer, and our charity this week is Stand Up for Cancer, because they do really good work. They're all about research and trying to find a cure, and you can find them at standupforcancer.org. And we just want to say we love you and rest in peace.
Rest in peace, sweetie. Well, that's our show for today. Join us next time. Thanks for hanging with us. Be safe, and please be kind. Thanks.
This has been a Westworks Live production.